Hey YouTube, it's your girl Dr. J, and I thought I would come on and do a quick video about something new that I started to do with my kids. As a lot of you guys know, all three of my kids are 2E, or what's considered twice exceptional. That means they are highly to profoundly gifted, but they also have learning disabilities. And the biggest learning disability that we deal with in our homeschool is dyslexia. And when it comes to dyslexia, you really have to hit reading hard because, the world is not going to sit around and say, okay, you're dyslexic, so we're going to change for you. It just doesn't work like that. My kids have to be able to read well, and read with ease and really good fluency. And so we hit reading hard. My kids are doing 2 different reading programs. Easy Read from that's based out of the UK, as well as a program called Reading Assistant, which is designed specifically for dyslexics and other kids that have fluency issues. It's really a fluency based program, but I still saw that we needed to do more when it came to helping my children read with ease. And as you go through teaching your kids reading, the biggest thing that helps with reading with ease and fluency is really repetition, or just getting a lot of reading practice. So I really needed some materials that were going to be interesting enough so that my kids wouldn't fight repetition, because everybody hates doing the same thing over and over again after some time. So what I did was I started to make customized books for the kids, because this way it allowed them to not get bored with reading, because like all people, you like to hear about yourself, especially when it comes to good things that you do or interesting things that you do. And so I always have my camera. You guys know I do a weekly newsletter. I'm way behind in it, but usually I do a weekly newsletter. But I have my camera all the time, and so I take tons of pictures of the kids throughout the day. And what I started to do was make little books for my kids. So this is one that I did for this child. Okay, so you guys can kind of see, this is one child's book, and it's just all about him. And I wrote it in a way that it has all the words that he should know and be able to read with ease. And so that's what I was looking for. And it's about him and his experiences and his life and things that he enjoys, and so there's a lot of work. The pictures make it a little bit easier for him to kind of see what's going on. I introduce vocabulary words in with it, or new words that are kind of challenge words, because he's in 1st grade, and on this page we have the word inventions, but he will understand the context because he knows that this happened when he was at an inventors contest. And so that way, so he has the context for the word, so he can read the word with ease. And then some pages, they just have a little bit of information and text, whereas other pages, they have more information. Like this one is where he was at a piano recital, so he can have that trigger, like, oh, that's me playing the piano. So there's 2 P words on that page, piano and play, so he can see the context, and it'll be easier for him to get that word much more easily. And then this is a picture of him with his great grandmother, and this is a picture of him with his grandmother. And so it's it's really fun to put family in there. There's a picture of his grandfather, and so it's really fun. It's really neat to be able to have a book that's just all about you and the things that you do, and lots of words that he can use and play with, and make sure that he learns really well, and he can say the words with ease and stuff. So that's really what this book is all about. Like, you know, that's him on a moon buggy. And so it's, you know, so moon buggy, that's not a word that would normally be in a first grade, you know, child's reading book. It's just something that they're not going to come across. But because it's a life experience that he's had, and they also really enjoy space science and learning about astronomy, so that was a good word for him to know. And it probably wouldn't have been in any book that I would have purchased for him, but it's there and he can learn that word and learn to read that word. And then this is him, you can't see it very well, but this is him climbing a rock wall. So it's, you know, talking about, you know, he likes to climb high into the sky. This one, I wrote his name a lot. You know, this is a picture of him where we went to like the NASCAR museum. So, you know, some pages, the words are really easy. Like these are sight words that, or what would be considered sight words for kids, or kids that words that a first grader should know. Whereas, this one, it has some words that a first grader should know, but you know, words like gentle is probably a word that would normally be in his reading list, but he has a lot of exposure to that. And then I even put in like a fun page, you know, for him. And then the end of each book, it's a special message. Like this one is, you know, he is a wonderful boy. He is loved very much. We love you. You know, and the thing that I like about this book is that I can always add additional pages. I just put pages into these little plastic sheet covers, page protectors. So I have a ton of the page protectors. So I just, you know, I did it all on PowerPoint. It's not something that it's not something that took a long time. It's not something that costs a lot of money, and we can change it up as we go along. So as he starts to get into more complex words, then I'll just add those to his story. And because we have so many pictures, because we do go on a lot of field trips, we vacation a lot, and I like for them to have a lot of different experiences, I can just pull out those pictures and add them to the book. And so it doesn't matter what kind of vocabulary I need to have, I can incorporate that into the story. And then as he gets better at reading, the pictures won't necessarily correlate exactly to what's on the page, but it will give him a little bit of a trigger. So I'm going to up the difficulty. And then for my oldest child, who's in the 3rd grade, I'll show you guys what I'm doing for him in another video, because I'm trying to keep all my videos under 2 minutes. But with him, he has pictures, like basically he's writing his own book. And so he's going to be doing, his first book is on his time. He went to space camp. And so he's going to be writing about that experience. So there's pictures there, and the pictures are the writing prompts. And so when he finishes, he's going to have, I think I have 20 pages. So he's going to have a 20-page story about his time at space camp that he will have written. And then when we, you know, as we do vacations and field trips and that sort of stuff, I'm going to, again, have each of them, you know, make these little books where I have the picture as their writing prompt, and they'll be able to write about the experiences that they've had. So it's going to get them writing practice, sentence structure, all that kind of good stuff, and also good reading practice. So if you have a child who's who's struggling with reading at all, or who really wants to be more challenged with reading, and you can't find good reading materials for them, make your own. If you have a child that really needs some repetition in reading, I never have a child complain about reading their own book. Never. When they're the subject of the story and it's all about them, and it's filled with the wonderful things that they've done and how wonderful they are and how much they're loved and appreciated, and how they have a family that loves them, and how they do cool stuff, and all the good experiences in their life. It's not just good academically, but it's great emotionally as well. So just wanted to share this little tidbit with you guys, and see if there's, you know, other people who might be interested in doing this sort of thing. Just take that plunge. It's great. I just used my camera and a color printer. Had these binders sitting around the house and had some page protectors. So hope that helps. I'm just over 10 minutes. So this is Dr. J, and I'm out. Bye-bye.